The Lego Movie felt like an impossible task to get right, yet when Chris Miller and Phil Lord's film came out in 2014, it blew people away, and they quickly became the directors who could make great movies out of seemingly bad ideas. 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. These were all films that on paper shouldn't work. Yet they turned out to be fantastic. And it was the same case with the Lego Movie. An animated movie about Lego figurines? Surely that would never work. Yet, get Lord and Miller on the case, and it was a match made in blocky plastic heaven. It kickstarted a whole slew of Lego-themed movies, the Lego Batman movie, the Lego Ninjago movie, and now the Lego Movie 2. There's also 2 other Lego movies currently in the works, the Lego Brick Race and an untitled sequel to the Lego Batman movie. However, it has to be said that it's been a case of diminishing returns for these Lego films ever since the first one came out, and it seems as though the downward trend has continued with the Lego 2 movie. The film takes place after the events of the first film, which finished with the attack of the Duplo figurines. A few years after that event, the once vibrant world of Lego is now an empty wasteland, not unlike the one in Mad Max: Fury Road. Chris Pratt's Emmett Brickowski is still as chipper as ever and is desperately clinging on to good old days. Yet Lucy, played by Elizabeth Banks, is trying to get him into a more suitable brooding mood. Their world is then rocked yet again when a mysterious masked individual, who looks suspiciously like Star Wars Captain Phasma, turns up and takes the survivors' greatest leader, leaving Emmett behind. What do the critics say about the Lego Movie 2? Desperate to save his friends, mainly Lucy, Emmett then embarks on a dangerous adventure to try and rescue his friends from what seems to be a terrible, and potentially glitter-covered fate. The problem with the film is this: the jokes have now worn thin. The constant references of the first film don't quite feel as original anymore, especially after 3 Lego-themed movies which all share the same kind of comedy. There are just too many pop culture's references, and it feels like a bit of an onslaught. You just want the film to pause for a second so you can take it all in, and even then, the jokes aren't quite as clever as they were to begin with, which really does detract from the enjoyment of the film. There's also the fact that Lord and Miller did not direct this film. They wrote it, but Mike Mitchell directed it, and it just lacks that magic the first film had. Lord and Miller did write this film, and their humor does shine through, yet they probably needed to be a bit more involved for this sequel to quite as good as their previous Lego movie. Perhaps it's more to do with the fact that there have now been so many of these films and they're starting to feel a little bit tired. That said, the film is colorful, fun, full to the brim with jokes, and the time really does whiz by. It is something that children and parents can watch together and enjoy together. Unfortunately, it lacks the magic of the original film, and they may need to look at how they change things up moving forward. The Lego Movie 2 is out in cinemas on February 8, 2019.